Do you feel like your past experiences are still holding you back to this day from living your most fulfilling life? Are you ready to take back control of your life and move from the victim mentality to the survivor mindset? Let's explore the power of rewriting our victim narrative, our victim story, and finally break free from the shackles of our past that hold us back from success and fulfillment. Welcome to Conscious Matters. I'm Melissa. On this channel, I talk about conscious living through empowerment and holistic wellness, especially mindfulness. How does rewriting our thinking pattern can actually impact our subconscious, our limiting beliefs that we're not aware of, but that are responsible for so many low vibration behaviors that we demonstrate, such as fear, procrastination, self-doubt, self-sabotage, etc. The main question being that how changing that thinking pattern about our victim position can eventually impact the way that we live our lives. I talked on several videos now on this channel about how much our thoughts are powerful and can shape our experiences in life. It's by becoming aware of our thinking pattern that we can start rewriting it by changing the way that we perceive things and respond to the world around us. This can help us break free from limiting beliefs that may be holding us back from creating a more positive and more fulfilling life. The fact of the matter is that at some point in our lives, we all have been victimized. We all hold that position of being a victim for different reasons, by different people, to each their story. But the result is the same. We all have been victimized. It is not our fault, and it has never been our fault. Even though it's not our fault, now it became our problem. Now it's our responsibility to respond to it in a way that doesn't drag us down into the deep trenches of despair, but in a way that serves our highest good. In a way that we stop giving our power to that person who victimized us or that situation that took that power away from us at this point in our lives. Not trying to blame our society, again, even though I kind of have the tendency to, but we live in a society where, at least in the Western world, where being a victim is kind of encouraged in a way. We have this environment and institutions that are encouraging us or pushing us to cover the symptoms and never go to the root cause of the problem, the root cause of the trauma, the root cause of the pain. And that responsibility at the end of the day falls back onto us as an individual, because it seems like nobody's gonna do that for ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's our own life. So it's by diving deep into the root cause of the pain that causes us to stay in that victim mentality that is keeping us in low vibration and attracting only low vibration things and relationships and experiences in this life, to do that work, that inner work, to be able to move to that growth mindset, to move to uplift our own selves. You are mistreated at your job. It's your responsibility to speak up. It's your responsibility to go to HR and complain. It's your responsibility to look at other opportunities, if it's a toxic place, to move from that to a more healthy working environment. I'm not saying it's easy, because you might have kids, you might have so many bills to pay, you might have a boss that is harassing you and threatening you, but you cannot keep on going to work with this stomach ache or this ball of nerve inside of you, being scared for your life because you are giving your power away to the situation, to the person that is impacting negatively, that keeps you in that victim mentality. It's your responsibility to move from that. It's your responsibility to choose, once again, as I always say, to choose your well-being. And unconsciously, it can be very comforting to stay in that victim mentality, because when you're a victim, people take care of you. People are giving you attention, giving you extra love, giving you what got stripped away from you because of that experience. But is it really helping yourself? Is it really helping your growth? Is it really making you happy and fulfilled in life? Staying in that place, in that mental space. It's our responsibility to move from that victim mentality to the survivor mindset. By reframing our victim narrative and taking responsibility for our own healing, we can transform our lives and we can empower ourselves to move forward in a positive direction. I do believe that it's super important to recognize that we are not defined by our past experiences. We're not defined by what happened to us or how we've been treated in the past. We have the power to choose how we respond to those experiences in the present. Being an adult is also being responsible for our own healing. There is definitely a time to heal or for healing that shouldn't be bypassed. We don't move from victim to survivor right away. There is a journey in between, and that journey cannot be bypassed. We cannot speed up the process. We need to go through and process all of these feelings and let go of everything that doesn't serve us, everything that keeps on reopening our wounds. So yes, there is a time to heal that shouldn't be bypassed, I repeat. However, whining and organizing your own pity party is not helping anyone, especially you. There is a difference between healing and whining. There is a difference between helping yourself to move forward, to strengthen yourself, and letting yourself sulk and hoping for someone to save you. If you need to vent, journal. If your trauma is really big and impactful, go see your therapist. It might take a lot of time for you to heal. It might take years for you to heal. But you need to get these traumas out of your system, figuratively, of course, because it will always stay here. It will always stay inside of you, but the way that you can reframe it can transform the way that it impacts you on a daily basis. So once it's out of your system, air quote, you get what I'm saying, focus on what you can make out of these negative experiences, out of these traumas. What can you make out of them? Is it a lesson that you had to learn? Is it a trauma which gave you a unique and genuine perspective to help others who also went through that? Or to actually prevent it for it to happen to other innocent people? Is it the fact that you need to see and dive into how that experience or that trauma transformed you? And how can you utilize that to empower yourself and empower others? Life can be rough. It can be ruthless sometimes. It can, even from a youngest age. And we often don't ask for that. We don't choose our traumas. We don't ask for our traumas. And most of the time, if not all of the time, they are completely unfair. And it's hard to see or understand when we're in it, or sometimes even after having experienced it, why it happened to us. Why me? Why? I didn't ask for that. I didn't do anything for it to happen to me. I was so innocent. I don't know just why. We can easily fall into anger, rightfully so, but at some point, giving that much power to that experience over us for years and years and years after the trauma or after the negative experience or after the betrayal or after the hurt and the wounds that have been created, are we really choosing ourselves, or are we self-abandoning ourselves when we are not transforming that experience into something that can actually serve us, that can actually uplift us, that can actually move us towards a positive and empowered path? Why, now that we have the choice, why are we giving our power away? Why are we not reclaiming it from that experience when we were powerless? Think of yourself as a puzzle in a way, and every time that you go through something negative or something traumatic, it's like that experience or that person took a piece of you. When you're not reclaiming your power, you walk through life with holes inside of yourself, and these holes are weakening your strength, are weakening your power, are weakening the way that you show up in life for yourself. You cannot go back in the past and relive that experience differently or avoid that experience. But in this moment, in the present moment, you can choose to take that piece that belongs to you back, or to create something, a new story for yourself, a new narrative for yourself that will fill the whole of the piece that you lost at some point in your life. So you walk through life whole, complete. Building resilience and courage is a journey. Not gonna lie, it's a marathon full of obstacles and challenges. But it starts with small steps, by setting achievable goals and taking actions toward them every single day. A little one every single day. And with that approach, we can build resilience courage and confidence over time. It's not about how many times you fail, because in life, the more that you keep on going with the years, the more that you keep on failing, and that's okay, because that's a process of life. But what matters is how many times do you get up. You have to get up every single time that you fail. It might take a little longer for some times that you fail, and other times you can get up much quicker, but you gotta get up. You gotta get up. What matters is how many times you get up. More resilient, wiser, stronger, more determined than ever before, because you don't want to go back to that place. You don't want to feel weak as you felt at some point. You don't want to be used and abused ever again. And with that refound confidence, with that new or stronger resilience, you will be able to face challenges with greater ease and overcome obstacles that have previously seemed insurmountable. You thought that you couldn't do it in the past, but today, the way that you reclaimed your power, the way that you vouched for yourself, the way that you decided to fill that hole from the piece that was taken from you, you know that it's possible. You know it's going to be difficult, but you know it's possible. You know that you don't want to go back, but only move forward. Once again, it's hard to see a negative experience as something that we should be grateful for. It takes a while to get there, but I think we don't need to be grateful for the experience, but expressing gratitude for how it transformed us in a way, especially when you've done the healing work or currently doing the healing work, how it developed facets of yourself, of your personality that you never knew that you had inside, the inner strength that you have inside, facets of yourself that are now carrying you forward in life. I mean, it's a little bit delicate to generalize gratitude for traumas and negative experiences, because there's such a huge spectrum of traumas and negative experiences. But what I could say is, by focusing on what you have right now and expressing gratitude for it, we can shift our perspective and cultivate a more positive and empowering outlook on life. And that can help us not only amplify our healing, but also bring more peace, bring more joy, bring more fulfillment and abundance into our lives, and now starting to creating this virtuous circle of positivity that will carry us moving forward. And when you get to that point of being able to transmute something negative into a positive, no matter how you see it and how you manage to get there, there is a sweet victory feeling, because it felt like such an impossible task, taking something traumatic and transmuting it into something empowering. It makes us appreciate even more our journey, ourselves, from our inner qualities, and balance our emotional state. Now we're not so much into the negative and the dreadful and everything that comes along with feeling like a victim, feeling powerless, feeling out of control of our lives, pretty much. Feeling like, what's the point of being on this earth if it's to only suffer? Like moving from that place to emotional well-being. I'm not saying like happiness 24/7, because that is just impossible. But feeling like every time that a moment of suffering shows up in life, knowing deep inside that you can handle it, knowing that you have the strength, you have the courage, you have the discernment to be able to face it and surpass it, and knowing that you are capable, you are strong, and that you can keep on moving forward through life or in life. Ultimately, rewriting our thought patterns can have a profound impact on our subconscious and the way that we live our life. I said that, I think, at the very beginning. Moving from the victim mentality to a survivor mindset is essentially moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And by embracing a growth mindset and focusing on our own personal development, we can transform our lives for the better and create a brighter future for ourselves and the people around us, empowering us to move from victim to survivor and creating a life full of abundance and possibility. Share in the comment section what is the one thing that you did or that you are currently doing to move from the victim mentality to the survivor mindset. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay true, keep showing up for yourself, and let your soul lead the way.